What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright guys, we got ourselves something I want to discuss. A lot of you guys have been asking me to make a video about this only because nothing has kind of come of it lately and people are getting pretty frustrated, and that is the selected summons. It looks like a lot of us are struggling to get something that we want out of it, and that is an update to add all the new characters, essentially, right? So if we go back here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Now, if you're a free-to-play player, this won't affect you in any way, shape, or form, but if you are a pay-to-win player, this is definitely something that will bother you, probably has already bothered you, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Why aren't they doing anything? So let's just go back here for a sec. Sorry, I almost exited the game. This is what I'm referring to, the special summons, right? If you look at the raid info, currently, the update only includes all the way up to Alicia and stops. So no new weapons have been added since Alicia, no Meilin, no Mirai, no Gunhi, none of that. None of that. It's not keeping up whatsoever. We are so far behind on selected summons that it's getting out of control. If you guys take a look at the draw is obviously a little bit more up to date. If I go right over here, you'll see this is who we currently have missing from this existing pool of people. So we don't have Meilin, we don't have Yusuyun, we don't have Mirai. Right now, in my opinion, it should always be caught up to this. There's no Phoenix Bow, there's no Zeke's Fragment. At the very least, if people are going to be paying this amount of money to get what they need from this draw, they should be at least adding in those at bare minimum. As a matter of fact, the fact that the Phoenix Bow's not in here is even crazier to me. That no Meilin. That, like, I understand Mirai's a little bit newer, but it's wild to me to think that neither of those things are in here. So devs, please update this. People are paying, you know, a monthly fee to get themselves the mining, but also a lot of people are paying a monthly fee to get that right there out of the way in order to get themselves the units they need. Now, with that being said, I want to talk about the 5 or 6 units you want to focus on getting to A5 as soon as you possibly can. Now, one of those units is going to be Gunhi. He is currently not out. He will be released as soon as these two are over in 12 days and 8 hours. So if you are someone who wants to go for Gunhi A5, I highly recommend saving these tickets until he drops, and that way you have a better chance of obviously doing that. For me personally, I'm probably going to start holding on to these just to be safe in case we need to use him in future content. I think Light's going to be a big one. So I'm going to start saving now going forward all my custom draw tickets and putting him in here and taking one of these items out. The other couple units you want to get to A5, and this is important. The reason why I'm saying this is a lot of free-to-play players are currently struggling with understanding where their focus should lie. So I want to break it down for you, okay? Now, Alicia. Alicia's a no-brainer. Alicia should be an A5 for you pretty much as soon as you possibly can. Not only is she going to help you with WOBL that currently exists, but she's just a force to be reckoned with in general as one of the top DPSs for all different modes. So she's a big A5 as well too. Mirai is another big A5, and also Cha. So those are going to be your 3 main DPS A5s that you absolutely want to get there as soon as you possibly can. Now, if you look at my account currently on my free-to-play, here's how it looks, right? The only A5 I currently have is actually Cha. I just got Joy yesterday, so he's kicking at A4 right now, which is very, very sad. So please buff him. Give us a little bit of love for that guy. But you guys can see here, my Gunhi's A3, my Mirai's A3, and my Alicia A3. All 3 units that I absolutely want to push to A5 as soon as possible. Now, Charlotte, of course, sits in that category of A5s that you should try to go for. She's extremely powerful and one of the better units that are currently out there right now that you want to focus on. And of course, she is the limited time banner currently with Harper. But if you're going to choose between Harper or Charlotte, my opinion, go for Charlotte. DPS is king in this game. No matter any way you look at it, she is going to be the main force for Dark for quite some time. There's a lot of rumors, speculations, and that's what we're going to call them, that when Isla comes out, the teacher, that she's going to amplify both these units even further. That's to be seen. I can't talk about what's going to happen in the future. We don't have those leaks. We don't have that information. We're not dealing with that kind of stuff. So for now, we're going to just say that Charlotte is definitely an A5 quality material unit that you want to get, okay? Another A5 that's a no-brainer as well, too, to be quite honest with you, there's 2 of them, is going to be Meilin. Meilin's A5 is so damn important because of how much power she gives off. You guys can see her right away with the A5 quality. Pumped up also enhances the attack, defense, critical hit, core attack, and user's damage decrease. She is a stellar unit for all content. One of the best buffers in the game by far. So getting her A5 is also a no-brainer. Where do you focus? Do you focus on getting yourself your DPS first or your buffers? My opinion, it's like you want to do a little bit of both, right? You want to have a mixed bag. So Gunhi because technically Gunhee's A5 is also a buff, right? If you look at his skills right over here, his A5 is crazy. When you deal Supernova to a target that has no break bar, he increases the user's the full team's critical damage by 30% and QTE damage by 150%. That is crazy. That is nuts. So that's like POD, guild boss, I'd say like 80% of the content that you're fighting in story mode, reverse mode, whatever the case may be. If they don't have a break bar, this man's buffing you like crazy. This is the reason why you want to get into A5. Meilin is no exception to that as well too. And then the other A5 that I would highly recommend is going to be Min. Now Min is exceptional in a sense that he does give you a couple different things. At A4 he does increase power gauge acquisition, which is fantastic. A1 alone gives critical hit rate and critical hit damage for the whole team. But A5 is crazy because whenever he does Heavenly Blessing, which is the ultimate, he will increase the damage of that team members, the team member with the highest attacks ultimate by an extra 50%. So if you put him with Gunhee, Cha, and Min at A5, Cha is just going to hit that much harder. And that's why you see these big numbers from Cha, is because Gunhee and Min really amplify her damage. And that same thing applies to Meilin. Even though Meilin is not light, she does give Cha and other units a lot of power, especially Alicia. Like Meilin is built for Alicia, but can also be used for Gunhee as well as Cha's. And these units are considered what we call universal units, right? So a quick A5, no-brainer on that one. No-brainer. Now, a couple honorable mentions I do want to talk about though. Emma is another really big one that at A5 can really, really make a big impact on your team. But right now, unfortunately, because we don't have content to really use her with, because fire is like the weakest element right now in terms of where we can use fire in the game. A5 is not imminent, but if you do get her A5, whenever she causes the target to go into break state, all of her skill cooldowns happen. She gets 100% power gauge again and applies damage increase by 77.77% for 15 seconds. It's insane-o. Insane. She's crazy good. So highly recommend, if you can, push her, especially if fire content does come out eventually. That's going to be a massive, massive increase in your overall DPS. So those are the units I would recommend. SM Beck, to be honest, as good as he's becoming, I still don't think pushing him to A5 is necessary. You will do quite a bit more damage with him at A5, but I think A3 is a really good place to stop, even A4. Hansi Mi is another one here that you can push to A5, will help the user gain more attack, but she's really built niche for win teams. So if you don't really have a crazy good win team, she's not going to give you as much power as someone like Min or Meilin would, right? Now, with Gina coming, we all know Gina's coming. Gina's coming, right? We will see how much she brings to the table. If she's going to be another Hansi Mi, or is she going to be another Min / Meilin, where she can become a universal buffer, and that may be the next A5 to focus on instead, right? But for now, all free-to-play players should be focusing on those. In regards to weapons, I know a lot of people have been asking me for weapons as well too. Shadow Moon Daggers, one of the top ones easily. Okay, Plum Sword and the Grimoire. Those three, in my opinion, for SSR weapons should be your top focus. Everything else can kick rocks for a little while and wait. And then once you got these three fully maxed out, then sky's the limit. You'll be seeing so much damage increase just because they are the best buffing, debuffing weapons in the game by far, like by far. So definitely focus on those. Phoenix is another really good one. Zeke's is another really good one. But again, with these here out of the way, you're going to be able to use them on all content, and they will make a massive difference in the amount of damage you put out. Using Westwind, Orb of Avarice, Redeemable, it doesn't really matter, right? At that point, you've just got the best buff, debuff weapons, and that's what you're going to use for guild battles, you're going to use for POD, and you're going to use for story mode, hard mode, etc., right? So again, focus on those three main weapons, and then from there, choose whatever you think is best for your account. You've already seen the SSR testing video that I put out for all weapons, so you guys can see where things belong in regards to their power, and you guys can go from there. All right, guys, this is Payne. Thank you so much for watching again. Appreciate it. Remember, go support your boy on the Content Creator Program. It is currently out. Again, thank you for those people who bought the merchandise. First shipment just went out. We have a lot of shipment that just went out, and I paid quite a bit of money for delivery. But nonetheless, I appreciate it, and I thank you guys for all the support and love. Also, go subscribe. God damn it, guys. What's going on here? All right, see you guys in the next one. Take care.